Welcome to Coffee and Cards. Mm. I think that Instagram has like a really, really bad, like, what is it called? View, like unflattering view. Oops, sorry, Insta. All right, so today, oh man, I gotta switch this because you can't see my shirt. Only on Instagram can you see my shirt, and my shirt's the best thing about me right now. It's my Rainbow Bright shirt, so you're gonna have to come down here. Okay, so I have a stack of cards today. We are so going to like use a lot of these cards. All right. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Carrie. Good morning, Meg. Are you coming to the circle today? Circle for the Spiritual AF Academy is at noon. Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff to do before then too. So we'll see how today goes. Hi, Justina. How you doing? Don't be eating any worms today. Yes. Oh my gosh. So on the Instagram stories, just wait. Like I'm gonna tell you guys another one. Ooh, I love this. Okay. Good morning, Jamie. Oh, I still can't see my shirt on Facebook. Okay. Got the Rainbow Bright in the house. Okay. I love my shirt. All right. Who else loves Rainbow Bright? I love my Rainbow Bright. Okay. Instagram is making me look fat. Okay. So I'm much thinner in real life. Okay. So first off, I just wanted to pull a couple of cards really quick from the Raise Your Vibration deck by Kyle Gray, just because I feel like that's what we need. We really need to like raise our vibration up. But it's so funny too, because I got guided to look at the number of cards in this deck, and it is 48. So I don't know if anybody has a relation to 48. Maybe we need to look into 48. It's 4 and 8, foundation and also abundance. So that could be it too. But really quick before I go into this card, it was really funny because if you came to the mediumship gallery reading that I did in person on Tuesday, it was really funny because I was talking to this woman, and I was reading her and stuff, and all of a sudden her phone dinged, and I was like, look at the time, what does the time say? And the time was 7:51, and I was like, do you have a connection with 51? She's like, oh, I just turned 51 years old. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And what I forgot to tell her is that it was probably her mom saying happy birthday, or whoever it is that I was connecting to in spirit, because that stuff is not a coincidence. So anytime that you have like dings or whatever like that, if like things glitch, like look at the time on the clock. Like anytime that I get up in the middle of the night or whatever, I go ahead and I look at the clock to see if the clock has a number that resonates with me, and someone that passed. And so that's the reason why it's really important too. So when you have people who have passed away, like make sure that you know their birth date, make sure that you know the day that they passed. All right, because it's very important to get signs. Like I have this chick that I love to death. She was like a mom to me named Darlene, and I don't know anything. I forget her birthday. I forget when she passed and stuff like that. So I got to figure that stuff out so that she can talk to me through the numbers, because that's a big way for a spirit to communicate with us. Stop it. You're not fat. I love you. I love you, Rachel. Okay. So really quick, it says, feeling fear is a call for love. So really quick before I get into more of this card though, but it's like when people are being buttholes, when people are nasty, when people are whatever it is, it's because they're further away from love. Does that make sense? And so they have went further away from love. And so we need to like give them compassion and stuff like that so they can come and find their way back to love. But here's the thing is that when you embrace your fear and you do it anyways, like that is like loving yourself, and it's also showing you what you need to do. If you feel fearful of anything, that's where you have to go. I know it sounds so crazy, but it's like I feel like in our society we have just gotten to this place where we feel fear is like bad, but it's not. Fear is trying to get us to change, trying to get us to grow, trying to get us basically where we think we want to be. Oh my gosh. And so Rachel, look at this. I lovingly accept myself. So I freaking love this. Like I'm going to do more in-depth readings, but I love this. And I think that you already mastered that. So I'm going to get you another one just in case. But if you're feeling down on yourself or anything like that, then that's your sign. Freaking love yourself. The world is blessed to have you. I don't understand. Rachel, it's kind of funny because I feel like, Spirit just like giving you a whole bunch of like compliments today, which is awesome. And maybe you need that right now, but anyways, let me see. Like, how in the world are these even? This is weird. You should just be able to do it like alphabetical order and stuff like that, not in this really freaking weird way that they're doing. 1 second. Oh my gosh. Why can't this be easy? Like these are broken down into like earth, wind, fire, water, or something along those lines, or not even like that. And it's just such a big pain in the butt because it doesn't look like there's any kind of suits to go with this, does it? Like what suit would you say this is? No, seriously, like what suit would you say this is? If you're like a tarot gal or whatever like that, because I don't see one. OMG, maybe this is not meant to be. Okay, I'm just going to do just a little bit more, and then we're just going to have to. There we go. Finally found it. 36 and 37. It says, you are a blessing to the world. Seriously, you may not realize how much joy and light you bring. So today, the universe is reminding you of it. When this card comes to you, the universe is acknowledging that during your personal journey, you have surmounted challenges, healed wounds, and become the brightest, most light-filled being you have ever seen. This is huge. You have every right to be here on this planet, and you have every right to live in the most authentic way possible. Don't hold back. Express yourself, and when you authentically embody your whole self, you'll feel safe in your own skin, and the earth becomes a safer place to be. For the steps you are taking to claim your own healing and safety are radiating from the world into you. Realize the blessing that you are. If you have ever felt a burden, know that this is not your truth. The world is blessed to have you. So anyone who says any different can freaking suck it. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm back. All right. And 36 is your favorite number? Ooh. Okay. We're going to retire these cards. We tried, Kyle. We tried. We are going to have like an oracle card or something like that kind of party, because I'm going to get rid of some of my cards, do giveaways and that kind of thing. So we definitely need to make that happen. All right, really quick. I don't know why I feel guided towards these as well. Gemstones and guardians. We never ever do this one. Oh, Kelsey said, I love Teresa Caputo's saying, you can't have faith and fear at the same time. That is true. That's a hard pill to swallow, but it is true. Ooh, so Kelsey, this is for you. It is watermelon tourmaline, and it's Archangel Camiel. And it says, my heart is open to giving and receiving love. I transform the world around me through focused energy and intentions on divine love. Every word I say and every thought I think travel on the frequency of love. It says, are you looking for romance? Ooh, I know you're married. Do you need more attention and affection? It's time to nurture yourself and treat yourself the way you want others to treat you. This is the time to rev up your self-acceptance and increase your willingness to allow more love into your life. I love that part right there. Treat yourself the way you want others to treat you. 1000%. So this is talking about, honestly, it's talking about self-care, and it kind of makes sense to like get some of like the love and romance out of your system, because new babies coming and stuff like that. Anything else to do with that? Oh, I think picnic as well. I feel like family and that kind of thing. So I'm not sure if you do anything for Memorial Day or even the 4th of July, but I feel that. That's all I can say. Let me see. Such a good card. Yeah, sorry. These are kind of weird. Oh my gosh, Jamie thinks I'm hilarious. Oh my gosh. Wait 1 second. Wait, really quick. Look at what Jamie brought me. Just really quick. She, you guys know me. Jamie knows me. The Friends thing, it says we were on a break, and it's a bath bar. And I should have used this today. I didn't even think about it. I brought it up here, and I need to redo stuff, so I didn't unpack it yet. And then it says here, when living my best life with friends, should it go there? No. Should go here. I think it should go here. I don't know. We're going to have to figure it out. So thank you, Jamie. Oh my gosh. Best thing ever. We just got together yesterday with my family, and we'll be on the 4th too. There you go. So I think that it's also spirit, Kelsey, like any of your past loved ones too, letting you know that they're also with you. So thank you, Jamie, for that. Isn't that awesome? Are you okay? I thought you fell. Yeah, no, I just ran over to get the stuff though. You guys are so sweet. I know, it's so great. I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, so really quick, this is going to be for a lot of us. It's Archangel Ariel, and it says, it is safe for me to shine my light brightly. I am self-confident. I recognize my self-worth. It is easy for me to set boundaries. My internal brilliance shines. I have the courage to be all I could be. I don't know why, but I'm also really drawn to you, Kim. So just keep this in the back of your mind, because also Ariel to me really symbolizes the Pentacles, which is also about money. So just keep that in the back of your mind. It says, do you feel like you are fulfilling your soul purpose? Do you know what your strengths are? It's time to become the person you are meant to be. Align yourself with a strong sense of self and actualize your full potential. Live up to your dreams, desires, contracts, and radiate your excellence. So it's kind of like what we talked about already about the fear and then freaking doing it anyways. But it's like, if you are not fulfilling your soul purpose, if you feel like there's something missing out on, then you have to take another step, being like, okay, first off, spirit, tell me, which way do I need to go? You know, if there's nothing there, if you're not getting any emails, if you're not getting any text messages, you're just like dead, you know, like no energy or whatever, then try it out, like figure it out by journaling, by being like, okay, what are you trying to tell me? What do I need to do? You know, meditating, automatic writing, pulling cards, you know, even going to a psychic or a medium and that kind of thing. Like, honestly, I always go to those online card pulls. Like I Google them, or Google like free readings or whatever. Colette Baron Reed has a really awesome site that I use all the time, being like, okay, give me the sign of what I need to change or go through if you have no freaking clue whatsoever. But I'm also just feeling this big, huge thing. Whoever resonates with this card is that you got to start asking for help, you know, like from the spiritual realm. You're not meant to be living this life by yourself. You know, we don't come down here alone. We come down here with a whole group of peeps to help us out, and they're just standing there. So what if we found out that we had to pay our spirit guides to help us be here? What if we had to pay them? Maybe pay them with money. What if we had to pay our freaking spirit guides with like karmic lessons and stuff? I think that if we did it that way, we'd definitely be using them more, because we're like, okay, wait a second, you're going to help me with my life, and then the next life I'm going to help you with yours, and you signed up some crazy SHIT, so guess what? It's like, I'm going to have to get my money's worth out of this. Does that make sense? Hello, you. We saw you leave. We were like, what the heck? Where did Heather go? Oh, and Kelsey had said too, also my body changing so much with the pregnancy. I've tried to be more positive and loving with my body. Yes, Kelsey. I've seen so many signs from my angels. Recently love the validation. Yes. Jamie said, I found my animal, found out the animal my father sent me is a crow. That is neat. Oh, I love you, Kim. I love you. Okay, let's see. This is going to be for all of us. Archangel Raphael. It's so funny too. Okay, so anyways, Archangel Raphael is the angel of healing. So freaking love him. The angel of healing is with you, helping you do your healing work as well. So this is a sign. This is kind of like for everybody, because I didn't feel guided towards one person for this. But it's like if you are thinking about going into Reiki, pranic healing, healing touch, all those ones, this is your sign. But also another thing too that I do a lot, not as often as I should, but it's like I ask Archangel Raphael and also Jesus to come with me as I sleep and to heal my body as I sleep. So let's look at this really quick. I want to see what else it says. This is like one of my favorite cards in the deck. So 15 and 16. And then it says blah, 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 blah. Archangel Raphael's healing energy is emerald green in color. Visualize this emerald green light surrounding anyone in need of healing support. Even if you can't clearly see this green light, know that you successfully invoked its healing power. It's really funny because that's the action steps, and I very seldomly feel guided to do action steps with these cards. But it's like, yeah, you can also help heal other people, whether or not you have a certification or anything like that. It's like something that's innately in each and every single one of us. And it's almost like another thing I'm getting with this with some people that are listening to is like, you might want to be able to see things. You might want to have this validation and all this confirmation, but it's almost like you have to believe in Santa Claus before he'll come, you know? So it's almost like you have to believe it before you see it. It's that way around. I know that's kind of sucky, but whatevs. Yes. All right. And so Jamie, books, that is crazy, because as soon as I read this about books too, it's almost like I feel like you could write a book on your life story or something along those lines, or telling somebody else's story. Also, I get podcasts too, but I know that's freaking weird and not at all what you're looking for. Unless Carol is coming up as well. So that's really strange. Let me do another one. Okay. There we go, Jamie. Also, clear yourself. Ask the angels to release any toxic energies you may absorb. But I'm getting more of like the card that you got on Tuesday too, where it's like you have to detoxify yourself and clear yourself of people that don't serve you. You really need to be around great, awesome, high vibrating people right now, just because of any kind of shifts and changes and things like that you want to make in your life. You want to make sure that you have the good people that are with you, that are going to support you, be there for you, and then also be a sounding board. Just because a lot of times when we try to make the choices and decisions in our life, it's like we can oftentimes have self-doubt, and it's like you really need that person that's going to be there for you, like that person that's going to not push you to do something you don't want to do, but also just be there for you in general. But that is the biggest thing too. And I would shield myself around the people that that you're currently around, okay, just so that you're not absorbing any of their emotions, just because it might cloud up some of your judgment that you have. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Okay, so first off, Jamie said, I've been getting guidance to share my story. You freaking should do that 1000%. And Linda said, I thought that you said parent spirit guides. That resonates with me. Girl, I love that. I love that. Maybe it's going to be something that you look into. And then Tina said, Desiree just wrote a children's book. OMG WTF. Like, let us know, Tina. We want to be there for Desiree. She's one of us. Desiree, are you on? I'm just curious. Okay, so Linda, this is yours, Archangel Michael. You're working very closely with this powerful archangel who's protecting and guiding you through the situation. I know, because as soon as I read your comment saying that you thought I said parent spirit guides, it's like it was giving me this thing that is part of like your purpose to share with others. You know how sometimes that I call them like my spiritual entourage or my spiritual posse is what I called it. Like you have that kind of concept too, because I feel like they're really trying to give you more into your spiritual life. And as I tune into, it's like, and I know you know this, but it's just that maybe you haven't tweaked it enough, but it's almost like your spiritual side will give you so much more relief in the stress of your day-to-day life. And I'm not really liking these cards. I'm going to pull another one. Yes. Let's see, workshops and seminars, but so funny too, because it says attending and giving speeches is part of your spiritual path and purpose. Be open to learning. I think this is something that's on the agenda for you to start expressing like your spiritual stuff, what you believe to be true, putting your own spin on things. You know, it's really funny because I think that you can resonate with this, Linda, is like when I started opening up spiritually, I had read all the books, I did all the things, you know, but it's so funny because now I'm standing here and I have all this information inside of my head and I don't remember the books that I read it or the classes that I went through. It's like almost like it's just like I remembered. It's like I'm remembering all this as opposed to I have learned it, you know? And look at this. It says shield yourself. And it's so funny because I just was on a podcast and we were talking about shielding. And shielding is literally all about boundaries. So once you get your boundaries into place, then that means that you won't have to shield as much anymore. Does that make sense? Because I don't really shield my energy that much unless it's really too strong of an energy and I don't want it inside of my space. But for the most part, I don't have to shield because I have good boundaries. So it's almost like I had put a fence up, aka shield, but then once I got a little bit better, I could take this fence down and then I know how to work with the people that come into my yard. That might be a really weird analogy. Okay. All right. Love you. Oh, Shannon. Yeah. How is Shannon doing, Nita? Yes. Okay. So Kim, when you said something about tell me more about the children's book, it says shield yourself and it says protect yourself from harsh or fear-based energies by envisioning a cocoon of light surrounding you. So it's almost like what other people say does not freaking matter. Okay. It's almost like that saying, I think you heard of it, Kim. It's like what other people think about you is none of your business. So whatever you were thinking about with that children's book, whether you want to write it, but you're not good enough, maybe you want to do this, but then people keep on pushing you down. Believe me, like I was just, oh, okay, good. I was just thinking about something. I was thinking about my mom and I didn't realize how badly like she messed up my head. And it's like, yeah, I really do need therapy because now I'm seeing it. I never saw it before with how like my mom was, I love her to death, right? But who else had a mom or a parent that was like this or somebody else in their life? You are not good enough. You are not going to do this. That is for other people. That is not you. You are not going to amount to anything. You freaking suck, right? Oh, you think that you could do that? Oh, please let me laugh in your freaking face. That's what it was like growing up with me. Like not growing up with me, but growing up with my mom, you know, it was like, hey mom, I think I want to do this. Oh, you think you're good enough for that? Oh, no, sweetheart, scale it down. All right. No, just really mean. Okay. Hannah did. Yes. Okay. Good. All right. Yeah. So Hannah, there's no way. But I tell you what, my mom had said one of the first times, the very first time I heard from her after she passed, she said to me, let me do the, let me undo the things that I've done. Yes, there you go. Okay. So Tina said, I resonate with that. Yes. Carolina said, grateful for the card as feeling a bit overwhelmed. We are not hostages. And sometimes it seems like we're taken hostage. Yes. And Kim said, oh my God, that hits home. I want to be a school teacher, but have been given a chance to show how much I know. Yes. That hurts my heart for your younger self. Yes. Well, it does, but at least I can acknowledge that. So that's half the battle. And then knowing that it's affecting my life now I could be like, okay, what do I need to do? You know, what would be best for me? And right now I think that therapy is the best because I don't know about you guys, but I have blocked memories. I was talking to my husband about it. I'm like, I don't remember everything. I remember glimpses, like especially before some other traumatic events in my life. It's like I have a glimpse of the person and then I have like the aftermath, but I don't remember anything in between. intervene. It's very, very weird. So it's like, okay, I think that I'm being drawn to like talk it out. So the reason why I'm saying this is because maybe it's the same thing with you guys, you know? Yes. All right. I'm surprised that not many people had like the passive aggressive, mean mom. I figured, I thought there would be more of you, or maybe you guys just don't want to say anything. But anyways, this is also something that's coming for all of us who maybe resonates with what I said. And it's a throat chakra. It says the angels are helping you lovingly speak your truth. And one thing that's coming up too is coming up with people who have passed away, and you don't want to talk bad about them or anything else like that, because we're really conditioned in this day and age, especially, is that you don't talk bad about the people who have passed because, they can't defend themselves and those kinds of things. And I did that for a long time, and I'm still doing it, which is holding my mother up in a pedestal. Every time I talk about her, I try to bring up the good things and stuff like that. But it's like, you can also still honor your truth. It doesn't mean you have to go tell the freaking world, what a horrible messed up person that they were, but you can still speak your truth with those people that are close to you and those kinds of things. And it's okay. Like, your feelings are validated, so same thing with that stalker guy, who was my ex, and then he tried to kill me, and then he ended up getting killed and stuff like that. And so it's like, it's okay that I was mad at him. Like, it's okay that even after he passed away, I was still like, you were a crazy whatever, and you tried to kill me several times, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's all right that happened, and it's all right. It's not all right that it happened, but it's all right that I talk about that. I communicate that, and I don't hold him up on a freaking pedestal. Does this make sense? Okay. My mom was always pushing for finish college. I have 3 degrees. Bam. Yes. Okay. Kelsey said, I'm the same, Heather. It's a coping mechanism, blocking out the trauma. Yes. Oh, I love this. Heather, you are a victor, not a victim. That's why you are successful. Oh, thank you, Tina. Yes. Okay. And then Kim said, you're not alone, unfortunately. I grew up with the same type of mom. It brings sadness into my heart, so I try not to think about it. Oh, I'm sending you so much love. I wonder if this is a time to where it's like, because the throat chakra is all about communication. So maybe this is a time where it's like, okay, now we need to talk about it, but maybe with the right person, and keep on trying different therapists. I tried different therapists too. Some of my therapists, I'm like, I'm going to put you into therapy with my story. Can we just move on? Okay. Okay, swear she has radar on me. Plus, I will spend the day with her. Ooh, and so the shielding thing, Travis, is for you for sure. Yes, I can feel the dread in my energy. Yes, that's the reason why you need to shield the phone and stuff like that. Now, just really quick, because I got this other card that we need to talk about. I don't know what it is yet, but I feel like it's important. But before we do that, is like, I had to, when my mom was alive, when I was going through everything, from not being spiritual to spiritual, I had to kind of only be around her a little bit at a time because it was very, very toxic. But then once I started, learning my boundaries, learning about shielding as well, learning about more compassion, kind of like what we talked about in the beginning of this, where it's like, the people who are nasty and impatient, all those things, those are people who are further away from love. And so then I just kept on imagining that. And then I was able to spend more time with her. And then it says, have you helped your angels with this? So it says your angels want to help you in the situation. However, they require your permission before they can intervene with your free will choices. So we got to talk with them. All right. I did an inner child meditation yesterday, brought up memories I didn't remember. Ooh, wow. Jamie, how was that? Like, is that good? Do you think it's like healing? Was it too much? I'm just kind of curious. I had the same. It really shapes you in adulthood, not always in the best way. Oh my gosh, Rosie, I love that you brought that up. Switching over to this card deck, Moonology, Manifestation, because I have 7 brothers and sisters. And if you ask them, this is true. If you ask them, they will definitely say by far Heather had it the worst. They will say Heather had it the most trauma. Heather went through the most BS, all that stuff. When my family sees how successful I am, I still love them to death, and I think that they still love me to death. But they will say to you, Heather deserved to have the most happiness out of everybody, right? But the reason why I'm saying that, though, is because I had to work on myself a lot. I had to take a lot of chances that scared me. I had to do a whole bunch of stuff to where I got anxiety attack, panic attacks, all that stuff. But I had to keep on pushing through because this is the reason why. This is why I changed my life. And this is the reason why I just kept on going and persevering over every single mountain that was given to me. And I didn't have any self-worth. I could not change anything for myself. It was always about other people. What did it was my son. It was him. I was like, I want to give him a better life. I want to do everything for him. And that's the reason why that I kept on going through. And now he's going to be 22 years old this year. And I still do things for him because it's like, wow, I was really able to give him a good foundation, even though it happened later in life. So I love that my son half of his life was all messed up and then the other half was good. But the reason why I love Rosie's point too is that my family, they're not all good yet. I have, I can tell you guys, my brother, love you if you're watching, bro, right? My brother, he's not doing good, so we take trauma differently and different. Just because you had trauma doesn't mean that, you're better or worse than anybody else, or anybody else's trauma. So I'm the third out of 7 of us. Okay. I'm going to read some of these comments, but we're going to do pick a card. I have readings today. I have interviews today. And then we have the circle for the Spiritual AF Academy at noon today. So 1, 2, or 3, we're going to do numbers today because I really feel that spirit is like talking to us through numbers. So which one is guiding you? Message number 1, message number 2, message number 3. So you can choose one of them. You can choose all of them. If you want to choose 2 of them, you want to try whatever you want. Okay, just choose 1 or 2 or 3. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so happy that so many people are like relating to this. And it says here, wow, I couldn't have joined this at a more relevant moment. I've been teaching my sister how to shield when she's around her mom. Kelly, freaking love that. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. Becca said therapy has been one of the best things I've done. It's hard for me to ask for help, but getting the help to work through the trauma, and being able to communicate better. Yes. And it's like, like therapy used to be bad. Like now therapy is like really good. It's like, that's when you don't want to like keep on using the people in your life as a therapist. Yeah. I have a sore throat for the last few days. It came out of nowhere. Oh, girlfriend, Kim, that's really talking about that throat chakra that we just talked about. Okay, let's see what else is going on. Heather, you are amazing. Oh, Aggie, you're amazing. I love this. So Shelly says, my mom and I had struggles from the beginning, but we're able to reconnect before she passed. But it was an older sister who was very verbally, emotionally abusive to me. I've done a lot of work, but still grappling with the effects. Yes. Like, I don't want to say anything, but my sister, she was crazy growing up. She was freaking crazy. She doesn't remember it that way. She remembers it completely different. I am like, you caused me some trauma, but I won't say that to her because she's a sweetheart now and all that stuff. I blocked, okay, but I don't think it was trauma. Okay, Jamie, okay, you said I blocked out most of my childhood, but I don't think it was trauma. Yes, some of my stuff is like not trauma. I don't think it is anyways, but it's freaking blocked out. I think, and I'm not sure, Jamie, if you could resonate with this, but what I think it is that our cortisol levels were just so high from being in a flight or fight mode most of our childhood that's the reason why we have these blockages of memories, even if they're not trauma, just because our cortisol was like running through our veins. Yes. Okay. All right. And Kelly said, for some reason, this pregnancy has really brought up much of my trauma, and I'm continuously dreaming of it. I think this child is going to be bringing a lot of healing, although these dreams suck. Oh my gosh, Kelsey, that's crazy. I wonder what your dream was, because my dream was an octopus was coming out of the toilet. And Justina said, just started therapy, opening up my throat chakra. It's been closed up for so long. Yes. Okay. Speaking of family, how is your family members that had surgeries? Everything okay? Yes. Oh my gosh, Sarah, you're so sweet and good with them. Sorry I haven't been on here for a couple weeks. Yes. It was so funny. It was my husband's father, who is the oldest person in the family, had a freaking emergency surgery within like an hour or 2 of being in the freaking ER. I didn't want to say anything at the time because you didn't know how it's going to happen. He's doing great out of the hospital. And then it was the little baby, the very youngest person in the family, and they were 2 weeks old. And then they got rushed to the hospital. In and out of in the hospital. Doctors didn't know what was wrong, and finally they had an emergency surgery on Sunday, and guess what? They're doing better too. Isn't that amazing? Okay. Tina says, my mom has done a complete 180 from where she was when I was young, but she doesn't remember the stuff she used to say. Tina, that's my mom. That is my mom, 100%. My mom did change up her life and stuff like that, and then the way that she remembers it, or like, you don't remember this? Okay. It's literally every night, girlfriend. Okay, first off, Kelsey, we're going to say, Kelsey, and anybody else is having crazy dreams, we just ask for spirit to, make them more clear if they have any kind of messages, to make them not so intense, to maybe also give us these signs and things like that we need to do in our waking life and not just in our dream state. And then also I would just make sure that you're not eating anything crazy before we go to bed. Okay. Yes, your 7 and 8-year-olds are blank. Yes, so glad to hear they are better. Yes, thank you. Okay, so I don't know which one that I'm going to choose. So I'm just going to read them, and then whichever one that I want, I'm going to pick. That's how I'm going to do it. All right. So it says here is card 1. And it says last quarter moon in Cancer, take a breather. It was so funny because as soon as I wrote last quarter moon in Cancer, it's talking about card 1. If you have been going through something, then guess what? You are coming out of it now. All right. This is a great time for you to be like, okay, the rough part is freaking over. It's like, and here's another thing too. It's almost like don't expect more things to be coming. Okay. Don't be like, okay, there's more shit's gonna happen, more shit's gonna happen. It's like, guess what? That is freaking true. That's what we signed up for. It freaking sucks. Why did we sign up for this rough life? I have freaking no clue. Can't wait to go on the other side and freaking figure it out. But life is going to be as bad as you make it out to be. So it's almost like if you've been going through those challenges or whatever like that, freaking stop that freaking cycle in your mind, okay? And be like, guess what? Things are freaking changing. Things are changing and things are getting better, blah, 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 blah. You make this happen. You freaking manifest this. There's one thing that's coming up for me was, I think you guys remember a couple of years ago when I had like 3 surgeries within 6 months. I got skin cancer. I had the ovarian cancer come back. And then I had cubital tunnel surgery. So I had all these freaking surgeries and I kept on saying, I keep on getting sick. I'm getting sick. I'm getting sick. I'm getting sick. I freaking stopped that. And I was like, no, I am healing. I am better. I am healing. I am better. Like things are getting better. And I kept on saying that. And I feel like it freaking worked, so it's almost like, do you ever get a little bit sick, and you're like, oh God, I feel like something coming on. And the next thing you know, you're full blown sick. But there's also those times when you're like, oh, I'm feeling a little sick. And you're like, oh, I can't afford to get sick or whatever like that. You're like, no, I'm not sick. I'm not sick. I'm not sick. Then guess what? You end up feeling a little bit better. So that's what this card is talking about. Last moon. Oh my God, it's another one. And Capricorn, Cancer. All right, here we go. It is 112 and 113, and it says you need to stop and revive. Emotional fatigue is dangerous as physical fatigue. It becomes long term. See the beauty in life to refresh your heart. Yes. It's like going ahead and worrying about things constantly, number ones, you know what I mean? Going ahead and just repeating shit in your mind over and over again. This has to stop. And how you can stop that too is going to be like writing, reading, automatic writing. You got to get it freaking out of you, okay? So it says here, sometimes situations start with a promise and then get fatigued or fizzle out. That is normal. If a situation is dragging on and everybody is becoming far too sensitive, it might be time to take a breather. Is this still what you want, okay? So it says here, if a situation is slipping away from you, it could be due to self-doubt or because too many people are trying to get their own way. If you are struggling to find balance with a VIP in your life or a personal professional connection, it may be time to show your feelings. And that's what I love too. It's like kind of have to evaluate where you're at right now and where you're going. Is that truly what you want? And then it's almost like, are you taking any steps to go ahead and be where you want to be? So it's almost like, I think I told you this before, but it's like, oh, I want to move. I want to move. I want to go far away. I don't want this house no more. And then I look at Zillow and stuff like that. And I'm like, unless I had a couple $1 million, I don't want to move. Actually, I'd rather have this house than some of those. So it's like, what I'm saying though, is taking that first step. If you want to work for a college, if you want to work in a school, if you want to go ahead and work as a celebrity, if you want to work overseas, if you want to go to a freaking other country, then I want you to freaking Google it. If you want to write a book, then freaking Google it. Reach out to somebody. People reach out to me all the time about writing books and things like that. I'm happy to help. And so you can just go ahead and get some more information. It doesn't mean you got to freaking do it. It just means you got to freaking take a next step. So what is your next step? I feel like I need like a hallelujah. That's what I feel like. I feel like I want a hallelujah. Okay. I love Sarah. That is one of the best things I could hear today. Yes. Good things happen to me for my highest good. Bam, Jamie. Yes. Positivity works. Shelly, the positivity is radiating off of your comment. Yes, Colleen. No, you got to add this to your calendar. I am happy, healthy, healed, whole, and complete. Yes. I don't what if anymore. Yes. I almost missed you, but I'm so late. Ooh. So either Jody, you're either meant for number 1 or about to go into number 2. Oh, see? Tina said, Desiree, I told you to reach out to Heather about the book. Yes. I'm not an expert, but I freaking did it. I illustrated my own book and I freaking published it and I published another one. So it's almost like I know the process. So I don't mind at all. Okay. It says, thank goodness. Yes. Need the rough stuff to ease up a bit. Yes. There you go. Yes. And the thing is that don't just be like, okay, is it happening? No, make it happen. It's freaking over. You tell spirit, no more. Hallelujah. Next step. Yes. So yeah, to be honest with you, Like, this is making sure that you are doing what you truly want. And then the answer is yes. So if you're thinking about whatever it is that you're thinking about, whether it's going to be a relationship, money, finances, family, that kind of thing, it's going to be like, what do you truly want to do? Not if you play mental chess with other people. Okay. What do you want to do? There's your freaking answer. So if you have to cancel plans on people or whatever like that, if that's what you need to do, then you need to do it, because you're not the selfish person. And so you need to take care of you. All right. All right. So here we go. Oh, I seen this card and then I'm like, this is going to be my card. I want this card. So this is the Lion card. Look at that. And it says full moon in Leo, and it says go wild. So this is freaking saying, oh my God, this is like some really good cards today. We'll see. But this is saying, freaking the world is your oyster. Stop holding yourself back. Stop having some boundaries. This is literally the card that is saying to you, like, what do you like? Almost like this card, you know? So with this card saying, hey, the challenges are left behind. But number 2 is talking about a freaking coming together. You figure out what you freaking want, and then spirit will lead it in with you. Does that make sense? Like, it'll come together. Let me see what else that this says, because I love this card. This card is also saying, too, that you probably had a rough past. You went through a lot of SHIT, and then guess what? You are better for it. It has helped you be that person that you are today, which is someone who is resilient, someone who is freaking strong, and someone who can handle all of the BS whatsoever. But the only thing too that I'm getting with the card to people is just making sure that you are really concentrating on the people who really deserve to be concentrated on, the people that have like the good vibrations inside of your life and have, you know, your best interest at heart, as opposed to the negative Nancy's and that kind of thing. I'm also picking up too that other people can be held responsible for their stuff. And let's see, it's number 88 and 89. Who was born in 88 and 89? Gonna figure that out. Okay, or they were 88 and 89 years old when they passed. Okay, so it says here, there are times when your best bet is manifesting, and in life is to throw all your cards up in the air, so to speak, and see how they fall. As tempting as it might be to try and control the situation, you'll be better off now if you just release and go a little wild. Bam! This is something that is so freaking important, and I know why this is my card now. And that is because a lot of times we don't want to go past our comfort zone. We don't want to do something new and different because we don't know how to control the situation. So it's almost like we'll only like do little baby tiptoeings, and then we will expand our circle just enough to where now we can control it, and then we just do a little bit more and a little bit more, and then, you know, we're still moving, but we're moving at a freaking glacial freaking pace, and that is because we're trying to control. So number 2, peoples, I'm sorry, but there are some control issues that you're going to have to work through. Okay, so what I mean by control issues is that you want to know what's going to happen before it happens. You want to know, like, okay, is this right? Is this right? If you're going to be, you know, debating about all the steps inside of your mind, and it's like you really need to like, take a deep breath, exhale it. And it says here, you'll get your answer to your question soon, so you might as well enjoy the ride. The next unexpected thing is having fun in the most powerful ways of manifesting your desires. Distance yourself from arrogant people. But here's the thing. It's almost like, okay, this is what I was thinking about. I was at a bodybuilding show yesterday. I did not compete in the bodybuilding show. I was just watching. But here's the one thing is that I think about how nervous I would be. You know, like, oh my God, do I look okay? Oh my God, everybody's thinking about me. Oh my God, am I stupid? Did I work hard enough? You're thinking about all these things. And then when you go on the stage, you're like, oh my God, like what is the judge thinking of me? Oh, and you're thinking all these horrible things. And then you're not enjoying the process. So it's the exact same thing. So when you're going out on dates, when you're trying different interviews, when you're doing this, you're thinking about, oh my gosh, like maybe what could go wrong, how bad it is, instead of enjoying the journey, because it's going to be something that you look back on. Like, don't you remember when you did the bodybuilding show? Or don't you remember when you applied at that place and now you've been working there for 30 years? And, you know, see what I mean? So that's what it's talking about. It's like, go wild, have fun, enjoy the ride. And that Miley Cyrus song is coming up. The one that says, it's the climb. It's the climb. All right, I'm looking at card 3, but this is like, oh man, I want card 3. All right, you can have card 3, okay? You can change it. You can have whatever cards you want. Because guess what? Guess what? The climb, yes. Not being able to control things or the unknown can drive you crazy. Yes. I try to control because it feels safer somehow. Yes. Yes. Exactly. I need the rough stuff to stop, to try and focus on more positive things. Okay, Jamie's a Leo. Okay. I've been seeing 88 everywhere. So if you don't have a connection with 88, then it could also be, you know, abundance, money, you know, so that's good. And because abundance is often associated with money, but it's not just about money. It's about time, money, love, whatever you think abundance is. I'm so glad you guys love that song because I love that song, The Climb by Miley Cyrus. All right, so here's card C, people, which is amazing too because I think that this is actually the card that's on the deck, which is a full moon in Libra. Where's my Libras at? I'm a Libra. That's the reason why that I am sad that I didn't have this one. But it's 92 and 93, and it says keep your heart open. Focusing on your own wants and needs is understandable. We all need to look after ourselves. However, this card suggests that you need to find a balance between what you need versus what someone else needs. Walk a mile in their shoes. Once you understand where they're coming from and why, you can take action. If you've been through a worrying time, including regarding your health, this card reminds you to find the right people to help. Make your own mind about your situation other than being too influenced by others. Find a balance between your own needs and what you do for others. Remember that we're all co-creating. So getting other people on your side by being understanding is a win-win. Yes. And the manifestation affirmation is there is love all around me. I am lovable. And it's almost like I also get this feeling too where it talks about kill them with kindness as well is another huge one. Again, I'm also seeing Archangel Metatron here. So he's talking about getting organized and those kinds of things. But also I feel like don't sell yourself short as well. And this one too is almost like, I don't know why, but they're just saying that opportunities and things like that are coming. And if you don't get your freaking opportunities, like if I keep on saying that and it's not freaking happening, you go freaking create your own opportunities. You freaking do it and look at for those freaking signs. Okay. So, like an example of a sign that I had recently was yesterday. I found out about this show that I could possibly do in Miami. And I was like, oh, should I not? Blah, 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 blah. And out of freaking nowhere, this freaking place messages me. I am like, how in the world? I never messaged them. They're like, hey, do you have any questions about our event? And I'm like, how did you, like, maybe because I started following them on Instagram, but just because you follow someone on Instagram doesn't mean that they're going to send you a message. And all of a sudden they're sending me a message, and I did it with my personal account, not even my Heather Danielle Psychic Medium account. And I'm like, ooh, so I wonder if that's a sign that I should do it. So I asked my question or whatever, like that was kind of maybe they're psychic, and because now they knew that I had a question to ask, and then this is going to be my sign that, yeah, I need to do this. Also, a lot of purple, so I feel like it's spiritually guided. I also feel, too, the clouds are moving, so clarity is going to be coming. I also see a yin and yang balance, so that is talking about, the good and the bad. I feel like ebb and flow, almost like the Taoism kind of thing, where it's like life is, going with the flow. I also see a lot of stars, so I feel like the card 3 people, you also might be just more into astrology or getting your birth chart read. Those kind of things can really, really help out. And it's actually not the full moon in Libra. It's actually the first quarter moon in Libra, which I think is freaking crazy. So I don't know why I got the full moon. But I feel like card 3 people, it's the new beginnings. Okay, new beginnings is either what you want or what is freaking happening. And then I'm just going to say too, again, if it's not happening, make it happen. Yes. I'll meet you in Miami. Ooh, freaking, I love that. I was trying to see if there's any metaphysical stores in Miami so that maybe I could do something while I'm there. It'll be in July. I forget what time in July, but yeah. How you guys doing? You resonate with all the cards. I love it. I have a screensaver so close to that pick. Ooh, the cards were 100% on for me. Yes. Okay, create your own lane. Bam, a microphone drop. Okay, so this is actually perfect. So, really quick, Lily Dale is still on in June, so I'm not sure who's coming, but Lily Dale is coming on. The circle is at noon today. Let me know if you want to come, Spiritual AF Academy. And there was one more thing. Oh yeah, I like the buy me a coffee thing. I'll put the link, in the comment section too, because I love that. Because if you love coffee and cards, if you want to buy me a coffee, I will take coffee. I've been buying coffees with that coffee money, and I tell you what, I keep on forgetting to take pictures because I drink my coffee so fast. But I love you guys. I hope to see you at the circle. Let me know. Just reach out to me, and I'm gonna go regroup for all of my stuff today. And I love you, and I'll see you guys soon. Let me know if you need anything.